Hi all, welcome back to my lecture series. This is Muthuminal R, Assistant Professor at the Department of Agriculture Engineering, and today we'll see what is sensor and what are the types involved in sensors under the unit sensors and their application under the subject automation techniques in agriculture engineering for the students of second year fourth semester. Before going into the session, let's have a small recap. That is, we have seen how the food process engineering takes place and what are the categories that are involved under food process engineering and the kinds of techniques that are involved in processing the food. And also we have seen the alternate source of energy, that is biomass, and also the solar energy. The biomass energy can be characterized and with the techniques involved under thermochemical and biochemical conversion systems. While as under solar energy, this could happen with the help of active and passive solar techniques, and we have also seen about the potentialities that are involved under tapping the solar energy and converting them into a solar power, and also what is the potentiality that involves under the consideration of photovoltaic system components, and these are such things which we have seen at the previous class. Today we'll see sensors. So what is a sensor? A sensor is nothing but a device which can usually sense the measured information and transform it into an electric signal. Here, I like to quote a small example. Initially, when we have to converse with the TV, that is television, okay, we don't have any kind of language where we can speak directly, right? Nowadays, since the televisions are high tech and we can converse with the AI system, but that is not possible in the previous scenarios. What we use a remote, right? A remote control to control the electronic device. And how well I can give a command to a television? I'll press the buttons that are involved in remote control, and with that it will project a light, that is red light, and that light will be sensed by the television and it will do the commands which has been specified. So this is a general example for utilization of sensors, right? So this sensor which we are gonna use is also a device which will help us to measure the information or sense the information and then transform it into an electric signal and other required form of information like outputs according to a certain rule to meet the requirement of information transmission, that is processing, storage, display, recording and control. That means if I'm going to give you a command, what I'll do, can I do that? I'll say that, right? So if that's the case, you guys can understand my language, so you will do it. And if I'm going to give a command to a computer, what happens? I have to give away the computer according to the human language, and that language or data would be processed, then changed over into the computer language, that is in zeros and ones, which we have seen at the initial stages of engineering. And then what we'll do, and that processed data will be shared as an information or a command to the computer, and it will do the work which we have said. So these are some methods or the requirements which has to take care of when the data has been sensed and do certain work with the help of these kinds of sense data. So the information that is involved is, I have to initially transmit it, but before transmitting it, I have to convert them into a language that is understandable to the sensor. So I have to process it. Then I have to store that processed data somewhere, and I have to display the data which I have processed, and I have to also give you an output, right? If there is going to be an input, I have to have an output. So the output would be displayed in a display image. So that image has to be obviously in the language which is understandable for me. So I have to also convert them again, process them, and then display it, record it and control it. This is how the sensor works. Okay, so with the development of these kinds of Internet of Things technology, IoT, nowadays we always go on speaking about IoT. So IoT technologies development always depend upon the sensors. So these sensors are gradually applied to more and more industries such as agriculture industry. Okay, so here at this thing, at this premises, we are going to see how these kinds of sensors which will be utilized at our own field, that is agriculture industry, and how well we can automate our agriculture industry with the help of utilizing these kinds of sensors. Okay, so this is what I have prepared for today's class. If there is any kind of doubt in basics of sensors, you guys can ping me anytime. See you at the next class. Thank you.